Today we're examining the third of the 12 types of riches as described by Napoleon Hill. The third one is called harmony in human relationships. This comes directly after sound physical health, for the reason that physical and mental health have a direct effect on one's ability to relate to the world and to others. So why is harmony in human relationships ranked so highly on the hierarchy of riches? Because while it may be difficult to discern in the midst of daily life, we humans are motivated not by material riches alone, and not even primarily, but by relationships. That ultimately means our relationship with God being the first of these, and our relationship with others as the natural outflow from the first. Jesus taught this originally when he answered the question, which commandment is the greatest of them all? And we could flip the script around, since the commandments of God existed for the ultimate well-being of the nation, which is akin to riches, and say, which commandment leads to the greatest wealth from God's perspective? Now, Jesus answered, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these. Now, the only way that you can love your neighbor as yourself is if you commit to harmony in your relationship with him or her. And what does harmony mean? It means that you align your purposes and your intents with theirs, first thinking of your neighbor's well-being before yourself when that trade-off is necessary, and training yourself to structure your daily interactions in such a way to produce win-win situations for everyone. That is, the ability to generate a type of synergy in relation to others where all are benefited by that interaction. King Solomon taught, wisdom cries aloud in the street. In the markets, she raises her voice. At the head of the noisy streets, she cries out. At the entrance of the city gates, she speaks. Now, this is highly significant. Have you ever wondered why wisdom raises her voice in the markets, in the marketplace? Because that's where human beings engage in business with one another. It's where they learn to cooperate so that all are benefited. It's where they learn to produce wealth in such a way that all boats are lifted, that poverty is eradicated, and that all have enough. But not all heed the voice of wisdom. The point of this is that wisdom can be received if you pay attention and allow the marketplace to instruct you, to teach you. When you're in the street, the noisy street where everything is happening, where people are entering the city gates to do buying or selling, then those who pay attention and seek wisdom in the midst of it will find her. When an entire group of people, whether a local group or a city, a state, or a nation, consists of a majority of people who are seeking wisdom in the marketplace, you develop an excellent cycle of wealth creation for all. And what does wisdom say, according to Solomon? Read a little bit further and you'll see that he writes that the words of wisdom calling to those in the marketplace are these. If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit on you. I will make my words known to you. That means that the marketplace is going to reprove you. Naturally, it will. You learn harmony in human relationships because you engage with them before you're perfect. You don't have to be perfect to begin in business, in your career, in investing, or in anything financial. In fact, nobody's perfect, especially not when they begin. Experience is the teacher that trumps textbook education, visualization, case studies, and endless planning. Experience does what absolutely nothing else can do in this natural world, but only if that experience is used for introspection, and that requires ears that are open to hear and eyes that are open to see, and a heart that is humble enough to seek reproof for its own growth. Jesus mastered concepts directly from the law and the prophets, particularly the recurring theme of sowing and reaping, action and repercussions. The seed planted by an individual, or even on a national level, was often met with a reward that mirrored the seed. That is, those who sowed unforgiveness themselves reaped punishment for their own imperfections. Those who sowed hatred reaped hatred from others. Those who sowed compassion received compassion. The merciful would receive mercy, the forgiving would be forgiven. Those who seek find, those who knock will find the door opened, those who ask will receive, those who sow in faith would reap the power of God. Jesus revealed that life acts like a mirror, or perhaps more correctly, like a garden. We were given the responsibility to tend that garden, and that means being aware of what we're planting and tending to. A lawyer asked Christ what he should do to inherit eternal life, and Jesus returned with a question: "What is written in the law? How do you read it?" And the lawyer answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength, and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." And Jesus said to him, "You have answered correctly. Do this, and you will live." So it's really quite simple. There are the two greatest commandments, again, as identified by Christ. You learn to love, and you will find yourself surrounded by it. You will find the love that leads to life, immeasurable, indescribable, as deep as it is long. So when Christ teaches harmony in human relationships, he does it this way. During his Sermon on the Mount, he said, "So if you are offering your gift at the altar," which meant the physical temple that existed at that time, "and there you remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother, and then come and offer your gift afterwards." Why is it so important to have harmony and peace with your fellow human being that God would require that above a gift to himself? Because, in alignment with what Christ taught, love of one's neighbor is the ultimate gift to God. Any other gift, be it money, time, or anything else, comes secondary to the love of one's neighbor. And love of one's neighbor comes only second to the love of God, which is indivisibly connected to it. You can't have the first without the second. Jesus teaches this hierarchy of spiritual riches when he rebukes the religious elite of his day, saying, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you tithe all these things, all these coins, all this money, and you have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice and mercy and faithfulness. These you ought to have done without neglecting the others." Again, he says, it's fine and good to give gifts of money, but not unless the foundational elements are also there, because these come first and foremost: justice and mercy and faithfulness, which are all descriptions of harmony in human relationships. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God," Christ said. And this means not only love of your friends, but also of your enemies. Naturally, this does not mean acceptance of evil, but acceptance of individuals as children of God who carry the divine spark, who, like us, are on the path in pursuit of truth, joy, and fulfillment. Love means recognizing that commonality among all of us, seeing that priceless treasure at the heart of every person, and doing all we can to support and encourage and draw out the best in them when we're interacting with them, thus acting in unison with the way God acts toward humanity. And that makes us, as Christ puts it, sons and daughters of God. Harmony in human relationships is the third type of riches that Napoleon Hill teaches, and it coincides with a pillar truth of Christ's teachings. Without it, material riches will profit us little and arguably nothing. But with it, we are well on our way already to the abundant life that Christ came to bestow upon the world and all who dwell in it.